Hello students, today we are going to start our same chapter of business studies, class 11th, and the chapter name is Forms of Business Organization. This is part 2nd of that chapter, and students, today we are going to discuss our topic partnership. So, first of all, what is the meaning of partnership? Partnership means when two or more partners came into existence for fulfilling the common objective and for sharing profit and loss in the given ratio, that is called partnership. Partnership business is popular for small scale and medium scale business. Partnership business is not good for large scale business. Here, some definitions of some authors are given. You can learn any one of them. Features of partnership. Here, some features of partnership is given that the first feature is formation. In partnership, the rule applies that the name of rule that Partnership Act 1932. Partnership came into existence with legal agreement, and the legal agreement called partnership deed. In this agreement, the terms and condition of the partners are given. The ratio of profit and loss is also given. And we can say that partnership is a lawful business and it is started for earning the profit. So if two people joins hands for charitable purpose is not called partnership, or if they are joining hands for unlawful activities such as robbery, stealing, gambling is also not partnership. So partnership is always carry for lawful business as well as for earning profit. The second one is liability. The liability of all the partners in partnership business is unlimited. It means that if the resources of the business are not sufficient to pay the debt, that time the personal property of the partners will sold for paying the debt. That is called liability, existence of unlimited form. Then risk bearing. The partners of the partnership share profit in the ratio that is mentioned in the agreement. In case no ratio is given, that time they distribute profits and losses in equal proportion. Decision making. All the partners are allowed to manage the partnership firm and they will decide their area. So generally day-to-day management carried by one or two partners, whereas crucial decisions are taken by the mutual consult of all the partners. Then continuity. The partnership firm continues after the death of any partner. It means that is continue in nature. Number of parties. According to Partnership Act, minimum 2 partners are required for opening a partnership, and according to section Companies Act 2013, 100 partners are the maximum partners. It means that minimum 2 members, and Companies Act 2013 maximum 100 members. But the number of partners amend on year 2014. Now the maximum number of partners are 50. So if the question is asked minimum number of partners in partnership firm, that is 2, and the maximum number of partners, that is 50. The next one is mutual agency relationship. According to this, if any partner bound in the contract or the act of one partner can bound all the partners. For example, A, B, C are partners in a firm. If A promised to the person that belongs from outside that I will pay the debt. In case if A is incapable to pay the debt, that time B and C liable to pay the debt. That is mutual agency. In this case, A promised to the person, but that promise bound to B and C also. So that is called mutual agency. In our personal life, if my father promised to a person that I will pay some money, in case of incapability of my father, my siblings and I am liable for paying the debt. That is called mutual agency. Merits and advantage of partnership. First one is easy to form. Partnership business is very easy for in starting because registration is not compulsory. You can register the firm or you cannot register the firm. It's your choice. So that means easy to form. Balanced decision making. In partnership, the work are divided according to their skill and knowledge. So the person that is capable of this type of work, that they can perform only those work. So after doing work again and again of same nature, the person become specialized and efficient. Next one is larger financial resources. In comparison of sole proprietorship, the number of partners in partnership firm are large. So they can arrange the resources very easy way as compared to sole proprietorship. So they have larger financial resources as compared to sole proprietorship or joint Hindu family. Risk sharing. In sole proprietorship, whole risks are borne by the single person. But in partnership, the risks are divided in various partners. It means risk decreased. The next one is secrecy. The partnership firm is not required to publish its accounts. They don't need to publish their account. So that means their account remains secret. So secrecy is one of the major advantage of partnership. But here some demerits of also that exist with partnership. First one is unlimited liability. The liability of all the partners is unlimited. It means that if they are incapable of paying the debt, that time their personal property can be sold. So it is one of the biggest disadvantage. Second one is limited resources. In comparison of company, the number of partners is less in partnership. So there are limited resources. Conflicts. The partners in partnership firm comes from different backgrounds. They have different families, they have different places. So the impact of that, they have different opinions. So if the partner is rigid attitude, that time it leads to conflict among the partners. Lack of continuity. The death or insolvency of any partner also affects to the partnership firm. Lack of public confidence. The partner did not disclose their reports in the front of the public. So the public cannot trust to the partnership firm. So that is one of the major disadvantage. Risk of mutual agency. If one partner promised to the outsider, that promise also bound to the other partners to paying the debt. So that is the disadvantage, because if one is doing promise, that promise have to also borne by the other partner. Types of partnership firm. Types of partnership firm on the basis of duration or on the basis of time periods. First one is partnership at will. This type of partnership comes into existence when the partners want, and it comes to an end when the partners want. It means that this type of partner started or end with the desire of partner. Second one is fixed period partnership. This type of partnership is started for a specific period of time. For example, 3 years or 5 years. So after 3 years or after 5 years, the partnership ended automatically. So that is called fixed period partnership. Particular partnership. If two or more persons join hand together for completing a particular task, that is called particular partnership. For example, A and B came together for partnership for making a building. So after the completion of the building, their partnership ended automatically. So that is called particular partnership. Types of partnership on the basis of liability. So on the basis of liability, there are two types of partnership. First one is general partnership. In general partnership, all the partners' liability is unlimited. All the partners expend their money in the firm and they can participate in the management. Second one is limited liability partnership. In limited liability partnership, all the partners have limited liability except one. It means that one person has unlimited liability and the other one has limited liability. Here, this type of limited liability partnership was introduced in year 2008 and the act that is applied, Partnership Act. Here are some features that is given. The liability of at least one partner must be unlimited and the liability of other partners is limited. The partners with limited liability are called special partners or limited partners. And a special partner is not allowed to participate in the management. It means that the partner who has limited liability do not contribute their ideas in the management. The special partner has the right to inspect the account, but they inspect the account. The special partner can withdraw his partnership whenever he desires. It means that he can withdraw their name with partnership when he wants. The death, insolvency or incapacity of a special partner does not affect the existence of the partnership firm. Types of partnership. There are two types of partnership, on the basis of duration or on the basis of liability. On the basis of duration, there are three types of partnership: partnership at will, fixed period partnership or particular partnership. On the basis of liability, there are two types of partnership: general partnership or limited liability partnership. Here, types of partner. The first type of partner, that is active partner. Active partner means the partner that contribute money in the business, that take part in the management, and their liability is also unlimited. That is called active partner. Sleeping or dormant partner. The partner who does not participate in the management, they contribute money but they don't participate in the management. Their liability is unlimited. The next one is secret partner. Secret partner is the partner who contributes money in the business. He take participate in the business management, but their relation with the firm is not known by the outsider. It means that outsider don't know about their relationship from the firm. They think that he is not a partner. Next one is nominal partner. Nominal partner is a partner who does not contribute any money, who does not participate in the management, but he allowed to use their name in the firm. And the outsider think that this one is the partner of the business. So that is called nominal partner. The nominal partner has been two types. First one is nominal partner by estoppel and the second one is nominal partner by holding out. What is the meaning of nominal partner by estoppel? In this, suppose if X wants to take loan from the firm or X wants to take loan from the bank. Mr. A who is not the partner, but Mr. A requests to the financier to give loan to the Mr. X. It means that here in a firm, Mr. X is a partner and Mr. A is the outsider. Mr. X goes to the bank and asks for the loan, and that time Mr. A requested to the financier. Mr. A is outsider, but he requests to the financier that please give loan to the Mr. X. And that time the financier thought that and asked, you are the partner from the firm? And Mr. A says that yes, I am the partner. He is not partner, but he says that I am partner. So that is called nominal partner by estoppel. So in case when X is unable to pay the loan, that time A has to pay the loan because A said that I am the partner. So on the liability of A, the bank give loan to the Mr. X. The second one is nominal partner by holding out. In this case, Mr. X applies loan for the bank. Mr. A is also a partner in the firm and Mr. A shows no objection to the statement of Mr. X. It means that in simple form, if Mr. X goes to the bank for loan, that time the financier asks that you are the partner. That time A did not say any word, but the financier thought that A is the partner, and that time A did not denies that I am the partner, and the financier thought that he is a partner. That time the bank give loan to the Mr. X. So if X is unable to pay the debt, that time Mr. A has to pay the debt, because at the time of financier, when he thought that A is a partner, then A has to deny, but A did not deny that time, so he is liable to pay the debt in case of inability. Minor partner. According to Partnership Act 1932, the person who does not achieve the age of majority, that is called minor partner. The minor can only be admitted to the benefit of the firm. It means that if the firm is earning profit, so minor is liable to take their share. But if the firm is earning loss, that time the loss is not distributed in minor. Minor partner do not contribute any capital. The partners are not allowed to participate in the management. The minor partner is liable to the outsider. It means that if firm has to pay money to the outsider, that time the minor has also to pay the money to the outsider. The minor partner does not share loss. He share only profit. After attaining the age of maturity, the minor has to give a notice that whether he will remain as a partner or not. If he does not give any notice, so he will consider as an active partner. Or at the age of attaining majority, the minor partner has been share profit and loss both. He will participate in the management like any other partner. So in short, minor partner is a partner who does not achieve the age of majority. It means 18 years. The person who belongs below 18 years, that person is called minor, and the minor partner is only contributed profits, not loss. The minor partner does not participate in the management. The minor partner liable to outsider, but after the age of majority, the minor partner have to give to notice to the firm that he will remain as a partner or not. If he does not give any notice, that time he will consider as an active partner. He participate in the management. He will share profit as well as loss both like other partner. Types of partners. First one, active partner. Second one is sleeping partner. Third one is secret partner. And fourth one is nominal partner. And that nominal partner has been two types: partners by estoppel and partners by holding out. Capital contribution. Active partner contribute capital. Active partner participate in the management. Active partner gets share in profit as well as loss, and their liability is unlimited. Sleeping partner contributes capital, does not participate in the management, gets share in profit or loss, or liability is unlimited. Secret partner contribute capital, secretly participate in the management, gets share in profit or loss, or unlimited liability. Nominal partner. Nominal partner does not contribute capital, does not participate in the management, does not get share in profit or loss. Liability for the debt which partnership firm acquired by using their name. It means that in the case of bank only he will pay the debt, not for the other parties. He will not paying any debt for other parties. He will pay only for the bank, that I had given the previous example. Formation of partnership. When two or more persons enter into agreement, and that agreement may be in written form or oral form, but for avoiding disputes, written form is better than the oral form. And that agreement is called partnership deed. It is not compulsory to get the registered, but partners of the firm prefer to get the firm registered because there are some benefits of the registration of the partnership firm. Partnership deed. The documents that containing rules, terms and condition of the partnership agreement is called partnership deed. And the common contents that is mentioned in the partnership deed are name of the firm, name and address of the partner, nature of the business, places of the business, capital contributed by each partner, profit sharing ratio of the partner, the rights and duties of the partner, mode of maintaining accounts, the rate of interest to be paid when the partner withdraw any amount, the amount of salary, provision regarding to retirement and dissolution, method of solving disputes, whether interest is payable on loan or not. Registration of the partnership firm. Legally, it is not compulsory to register the firm, but when the partnership registered, they get some benefits, and when they are not registered, so they get some disadvantage. So what is the points? A partner of an unregistered firm cannot file a case against the partnership firm. So in case of any mishappening, the partner does not file a case against the partnership firm. A partner of unregistered firm cannot file a case against other partner of the unregistered firm. An unregistered firm cannot file a case against the third party or outsider, or the unregistered firm cannot file a case against the partners. Here, the procedure for registration of the partnership firm. The partnership firm can register at any time. That is the time of formation or letter. It means that when the partnership firm started, that time they may be registered or not, or they may be registered at later on. And along, if they are applied for the registration, they will have to pay some fee with some information. The information is name of the firm, the principal place of the business, it means address of the head office, the name of any other places where the firm will carrying on the business, it means that address of the branches, date of admission of the partners, name and permanent address of the partners, and duration of the partners. The application must be signed by all the partners. The registrar will verify the above said information. If the registrar is satisfied, then he will issue a certificate. The certificate of registration is an evidence that the firm has been registered. After registration, if any changes are made, that information must be submitted to the registrar. Here, case study is given. A, B and C are partners in a firm manufacturing auto parts. Their firm is not registered. In order to increase the earnings of the firm, B decided to use low quality raw material without knowledge of A and C. As a result, many accidents were reported by the consumers and a case has been filed against the firm. Is this wrong act of B is binding on the A and C? Yes. If B is doing anything wrong, that misactivity is also liable to bind A and C. State the feature related to. This feature is mutual agreement. Can consumer file case on unregistered firm? Yes. Can A and C file case on B? No, because A and C are the partner of unregistered firm. So they cannot file suit against any other partner that belongs from unregistered firm. So here all the answer are yes, the wrong of B is binding to A and C. Mutual agency, that the act name. Yes, outsider can file a case, but the partners cannot file a case. The second case study, X, Y, Z are mutually decided to set up a small factory in a rural area. They decide to hide the association of X with the factory to outsider. It means that X is a partner and the public does not know about this. So X is a secret partner. Y will not take part in the day-to-day activities. It means that Y does not participate in the management. So that Y is a sleeping partner or dormant partner. However, Z will active part in all activities. If Z is taking part in the active way, that time Z is a active partner. Whenever they have problem in getting credit or financial help, they use the name of their friend P. So P is not partner, but firm uses the name of P. It means that P is a nominal partner. So here four persons are given, that X, Y, Z. X is outsider. X is a partner, but their relation from the firm is unknown by the outsider. That means secret partner. Y does not participate in the management. It means Y is a sleeping partner. Z participate in the management. It means that Z is an active partner. And with the use of the name of the P, they can take financial help from the bank or any other agencies. It means that P is a nominal partner. With this concept over partnership topic and we will discuss the next topic on next video.